It started with something small, so small that most people wouldn't even notice. Maya, a 27-year-old woman living alone in a small apartment in Portland, began to realize her phone battery was dying faster than usual. At first, she thought it was just another update, maybe a bug, or even one of those power-hungry apps running in the background. But deep down, something didn't feel right. She worked long hours at a marketing firm and spent most evenings with her boyfriend Alex. She didn't have time for tech mysteries. Until her phone began heating up even when she wasn't using it. One night, after her phone dropped from 80% to 10% in less than an hour, Maya decided to look deeper. She opened her settings, scrolled through app permissions, battery usage, and then she found something strange. A shared location tag she didn't remember setting up. The email connected to it made her blood run cold. It belonged to her stepfather, Rick. At first, she thought it had to be a mistake. Maybe some old family sharing connection from years ago. But when she clicked on the map history, her screen filled with tiny red dots. Every place she had been for the past week. Her office, the grocery store, Alex's apartment, even the nights she stayed over there. Her chest tightened. Rick had been tracking her. Every move, every step, without her knowing, without her consent. Maya stared at the screen for a long moment, her fingers trembling. She could almost hear Rick's voice from years ago. "I just worry about you girls." It used to sound caring. Now it felt invasive, controlling, wrong. The next day, she couldn't focus at work. Her thoughts raced. Should she confront him? Should she tell her mom? What if they didn't believe her? By Sunday, she decided she couldn't hold it in anymore. That evening, at her mother's house, the dinner table looked normal. Roasted chicken, mashed potatoes, laughter from her 14-year-old sister Emma. Everything felt ordinary, except for the storm brewing inside Maya. Halfway through dinner, she took a deep breath and asked, "Rick, can I ask you something?" He smiled casually. "Sure, kiddo. What's up?" She held up her phone. "Why is your email connected to my location tracking?" The room fell silent. Her mom blinked, confused. Rick's smile vanished. "What are you talking about?" Maya pressed on. "Don't play dumb." I checked my phone settings. "You've been tracking me everywhere I go." Her mother frowned. "Rick, what is she talking about?" Rick sighed and set down his fork. "It's just a safety feature, Maya. For you and Emma. In case something happens," Maya's heart pounded. "Without asking me? Without telling me? That's not safety, that's spying." He leaned back in his chair, calm but cold. "You're overreacting. If you're not hiding anything, then it shouldn't bother you." Her mom nodded in agreement. "He's only trying to protect you. You should be grateful after everything he's done for us." Maya felt like she'd been punched in the chest. Grateful? For being tracked like a criminal? She pushed her chair back and stood up, her voice trembling but firm. "You don't get to decide what makes me feel safe. You violated my privacy, and I'm done pretending that's okay." Her mother called after her, but Maya didn't turn back. She walked out into the cold night air, phone still in her hand, screen glowing with the evidence of betrayal. Back in her apartment, she sat on her bed, shaking. The more she thought about it, the angrier she became. She changed every password she had, removed the shared account, even did a factory reset on her phone, just to be sure. Then she sent a message to the family group chat. Greater than, "Until Rick apologizes, deletes anything tied to my accounts, I'm not coming back." Minutes later, her phone buzzed nonstop. Messages from her mom, her aunt, even her cousin. You're being dramatic. You scared Emma. He didn't mean any harm." Maya put her phone down and stared at the ceiling, tears sliding down her cheeks. She had never felt so alone. And yet, deep down, she knew she was right. Sometimes, the people who say they love you the most are the ones who cross your boundaries without even realizing it. But this time, Maya wasn't going to let it slide. She had no idea that this confrontation was just the beginning of a much bigger revelation, one that would make her question everything she thought she knew about her family. Before we continue, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more real-life stories that make you think, because what happens next will leave you wondering, how far would you go to protect your privacy? Maya didn't sleep much that night. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw the little red dots on the map. Her movements, her private moments, all mapped out for someone else to see. She felt exposed, violated, like someone had walked into her home without knocking. By morning, she decided to call her best friend, Jenna. They'd known each other since college, and if anyone could give her honest advice, it was her. When Jenna picked up, Maya's voice cracked. "He was tracking me, Jen. My stepdad had access to my location this whole time." Jenna gasped. "What? How? That's seriously messed up." "I found it under the family sharing thing," Maya explained. "It showed everywhere I've been. Even the nights at Alex's place." There was silence for a second, then Jenna said, "Maya, that's not just wrong. That's controlling," Maya sighed. "My mom defended him. She said I was being ungrateful." "Ungrateful?" Jenna nearly shouted. "For having your privacy violated?" "Girl, no. You need to draw a hard line." And that's exactly what Maya tried to do. Over the next few days, she kept her distance. She didn't respond to family texts. She blocked her stepdad's number. She wanted peace. But the silence only made things louder in her mind. Every so often she'd wonder, was she overreacting? Was Rick truly just trying to protect her? But then she'd remember his words. "If you're not hiding anything, it shouldn't matter." That sentence echoed in her head like an accusation. It wasn't about hiding something. It was about respect. A week later, her mom called. Maya hesitated before answering. "Maya," her mom said softly, "it's been days. Rick feels awful." Maya didn't believe that for a second. "He feels awful because I found out, not because he did it." Her mom sighed. "He was just trying to look out for you and your sister. You know how worried he gets." "I'm not a child, Mom. I'm 27. You don't need to track me like a lost dog." "Don't talk like that," her mother scolded. "You're being emotional." "Yeah," Maya replied coldly, "because someone I trusted invaded my privacy." The call ended badly, leaving Maya shaken. Her mom didn't get it. Maybe she didn't want to. 2 nights later, Maya came home late from work. The building hallway was quiet, but she couldn't shake the feeling that someone had been there before her. Her front door wasn't locked all the way. She froze. Had she forgotten to lock it? Or her heart pounded as she pushed it open. The lights were off, but nothing looked stolen. Still, something was off. Her eyes landed on the kitchen counter. Her phone, where she'd left it charging, was unplugged. And beside it, a small black device she'd never seen before. She stepped closer, turned it over, and saw a blinking red light. It was a tiny GPS tracker. Her breath caught in her throat. "No, no, no, no." She backed away, her stomach twisting. Who would even... Then it hit her. Rick. Maya called Jenna, her voice trembling. "He bugged my apartment. There's a tracker here." Jenna's voice turned sharp. "Call the police, Maya. This isn't just creepy anymore. This is illegal." But Maya hesitated. Going to the police meant turning her family into an investigation. It meant blowing up everything. Still, she knew she couldn't stay quiet. She took photos of the device, put it in a Ziploc bag, and locked it in a drawer. Then she sat on her couch, staring at the wall. For the first time, she truly felt unsafe. Not because of strangers outside, but because of the people who claimed to care about her. That night, she couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. Every creak in the apartment made her jump. By morning, she'd made up her mind. She wasn't just going to wait for an apology. She was going to demand accountability. She drafted a long message to her mother. "I found something in my apartment. If Rick doesn't delete everything, I'll report it. I'm serious." Hours passed. No reply. Then finally, a message came. Not from her mother, but from Rick himself. "I think you're misunderstanding. I was only trying to protect you." Maya stared at it, her jaw tightening. She typed back, "By planting a tracker in my home? That's not protection, that's control." He didn't reply again. Later that evening, Jenna came over. She brought takeout and a hug. "You're doing the right thing," she said, "even if it hurts." Maya nodded, though her chest still felt heavy. It's hard to believe he'd go this far. "Some people mistake control for care," Jenna said quietly, "but they're not the same thing." The next morning, Maya noticed something strange. A car was parked across the street. The same gray SUV she'd seen outside her building twice before. She tried to ignore it, until it appeared again that night. Her heart raced. Was it coincidence? Or was someone watching her? She picked up her phone, hesitated for a long moment, and then finally whispered, "Okay, enough's enough." What she did next would change everything, not just for her, but for her entire family. Before we continue, don't forget to like this video if you're following Maya's story, and subscribe to the channel for more unbelievable real-life stories. Because things are about to take a darker, unexpected turn. And you won't believe who shows up at her door next. The following morning, Maya couldn't shake off that uneasy feeling. That same gray SUV was still parked on the street. Engine off, windows dark. No one visibly inside. It just sat there, facing her building, watching, waiting. She closed the curtain and backed away. Her pulse raced. Was Rick really that obsessed? Would he go as far as following her in person? She called Jenna immediately. "It's that car again," Maya said, her voice shaking. "It's been out there since last night." Jenna didn't hesitate. "I'm coming over." 30 minutes later, Jenna arrived with coffee and a determined look. Together, they peeked through the blinds. The car hadn't moved. "Do you think it's him?" Jenna whispered. Maya exhaled slowly. "I don't know, but I'm done living like this." That day, she filed a police report. She handed over the GPS device she'd found in her apartment and showed them screenshots of the location sharing account tied to Rick's email. The officer's eyebrows lifted slightly. "You did the right thing," he said. "If he's tracking you without consent, that's a serious violation of privacy laws." Maya nodded, but her stomach twisted. She wasn't doing this to destroy her family. She just wanted her freedom back. That evening, her mom called again. This time, her voice was tight, almost panicked. "Maya, why did you go to the police?" "Because I had to," Maya said quietly. "He put a tracker in my home, Mom." "That's not love, that's control." Her mom was silent for a long moment before whispering, "You didn't have to go that far." "I already gave him a chance to apologize," Maya said, tears forming. "He chose to double down instead." Then came the part that truly broke her heart. Her mother said, "You've always been dramatic, Maya. You make things bigger than they are. Rick just cares too much, that's all." Maya closed her eyes. She realized in that moment that her mother might never see it the way she did. After the call, she sat in silence. The world outside looked calm. Kids playing in the park, neighbors walking dogs. Yet inside, her heart felt like a storm. A few days later, a detective contacted her. "We've reviewed your case," he said. "It looks like the tracker was indeed purchased using your stepfather's credit card." Maya's throat tightened. There it was. Proof. No more doubt. No more excuses. The detective continued. "We'll contact him for questioning. You may want to avoid any direct communication until this is resolved." Maya thanked him and hung up, her hands trembling. She wanted to feel relief, but instead she felt hollow. Her family would never be the same. That night, she got a message from her 14-year-old sister, Emma. "Mom's really upset. She says you're trying to get Rick arrested." "Is that true?" Maya's heart broke reading that. She typed carefully. "I'm not trying to hurt anyone, Em. I just need him to stop spying on me. You'll understand when you're older." For a moment, she almost deleted the message, but she pressed send anyway. The next morning, she found an envelope slipped under her door. No name, no return address. Inside was a short note written in shaky handwriting. "You've made a big mistake." Her breath caught. The handwriting was familiar, Rick's. She immediately called Jenna again, panic rising. "He knows where I live." He left a note. Jenna's voice hardened. "You're staying with me tonight." No arguments. Maya packed a small bag and left her apartment before sunset. She kept looking over her shoulder the whole way. Every sound made her flinch. Every shadow felt like it was following her. That night at Jenna's place, Maya couldn't eat or sleep. Her phone buzzed several times with messages from her mother, but she didn't open them. She just kept staring out the window, wondering how everything had spiraled so fast. The next morning, she woke up to a call from the detective again. "Miss Turner," he said, "your stepfather came in for questioning last night. He admitted to tracking your location, but he claims it was for your safety. We warned him to cease all contact with you." Maya sighed in disbelief. "That's it? Just a warning?" "For now," the detective said. "But if he contacts you again, we'll escalate it." After the call, Maya sat at the edge of the bed. The sunlight streaming through the curtains felt softer that morning, almost like a sign. She wasn't completely free yet, but she'd taken the first step. Later that day, Jenna convinced her to post her story anonymously on Reddit, partly for advice, partly to warn others. Maya hesitated, but eventually agreed. She wrote everything from the beginning: the battery issue, the discovery, the confrontation, and the tracker. Within hours, the post blew up. Thousands of people flooded the comments, strangers offering comfort, sharing similar experiences, and telling her she wasn't crazy. One comment stood out. "I'm a stepmom too, and I can't imagine violating my stepdaughter's privacy like that. What he did was wrong." Maya felt a tear slide down her cheek. For the first time in weeks, she didn't feel alone. That night, she and Jenna sat on the couch reading the supportive messages. They laughed a little, cried a little. The weight on Maya's chest finally started to lift. But just as she was beginning to relax, her phone buzzed with an unknown number. The message read, "You shouldn't have told anyone." Maya froze. The room suddenly felt colder. She looked at Jenna, fear in her eyes. "It's him! I know it's him." Jenna grabbed her phone. "We're calling the police right now." Maya didn't know what would happen next. But one thing was certain. She wasn't running anymore. She was ready to fight back, no matter what it took. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe, because what happens next will test Maya's courage in ways she never imagined. The police arrived within minutes. 2 officers took statements from both Maya and Jenna, carefully documenting the text message. They promised to trace the number, though one of them warned, if he's using a burner phone, it might take time. Maya nodded, clutching her mug of coffee so tightly her hands shook. She wasn't sure if she was angry, terrified, or just numb. Maybe all 3. After the officers left, Jenna said quietly, "You did the right thing." Don't doubt that for a second, Maya smiled weakly. "I just wish it didn't have to come to this." That night, she barely slept. Her mind replayed everything. The dinner argument, the hidden tracker, the cruel messages. Every piece of it felt like a wound that refused to heal. By morning, she made a decision. She was done being scared. She called the detective again. "I want to file for a restraining order," she said firmly. "I can't live like this anymore." The detective agreed to fast-track her request. Within days, the court granted a temporary restraining order against Rick, prohibiting him from any contact, direct or indirect. When the papers were officially delivered to him, Maya felt her lungs expand for the first time in weeks. But as much as she wanted to move on, one thing still hurt: her mother's silence. She hadn't heard from her mom since the police report. Not a text, not a call, just nothing. Then, one rainy evening, Maya's phone buzzed. It was her mother. After a long pause, Maya answered. Her mother's voice was trembling. "Maya, I didn't know how bad it was." Rick admitted everything. I should have believed you." Tears filled Maya's eyes. "You didn't just ignore me, Mom. You made me feel like I was wrong for protecting myself." "I know," her mother whispered. "I'm so sorry. I just didn't want to lose him again." Maya closed her eyes, breathing through the ache. "You didn't lose him, Mom. He lost us because he couldn't respect boundaries." There was silence. Then her mother said softly, "I've left him." For a moment, Maya didn't say anything. Her breath caught. "You what?" "I packed a bag and came to Emma's friend's house." "I'm staying here for now," her mother said. "I told him it's over." Maya felt something that she hadn't felt in a long time. Peace. Maybe things wouldn't be perfect, but at least the truth was out. Weeks passed. The investigation confirmed everything. The tracker, the fake accounts, the messages. Rick eventually pled guilty to harassment and unlawful tracking. He was ordered to attend counseling and stay away from Maya permanently. As for Maya, she started rebuilding her life, piece by piece. She moved to a new apartment closer to her office and began therapy to deal with the trauma. Her relationship with her mother slowly mended, and Emma would video call her every week, always smiling and saying, "We're proud of you." One sunny afternoon, as Maya decorated her new living room, Jenna dropped by with flowers and a grin. "New chapter?" Jenna said. "New chapter," Maya replied, smiling. "And this time, I'm writing it my way." They sat together on the couch, sunlight spilling across the room. For the first time, Maya felt safe, truly safe. Then Jenna laughed. "You know, your Reddit post went viral. You've got thousands of people saying your story helped them recognize red flags in their own lives." Maya blinked in surprise. "Really?" "Yeah," Jenna said. You might have just saved someone else from the same thing." Maya smiled. Then it was worth it. She looked out the window, watching the world move gently beneath a golden sky. She wasn't defined by fear anymore. She was defined by her strength, by her choice to stand up, to fight back, and to heal. Because sometimes protecting your peace means walking away from people who love you the wrong way. So if you've ever been made to feel guilty for setting boundaries, remember Maya's story. And before you go, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more real-life stories that remind us how courage, no matter how small, can change everything. Stay safe and always trust your instincts.